Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It is 40 degrees, 40.8. It was 25 degrees when I came downstairs earlier this morning, so holy cow. But it's going up to 50. And I might be overdressed. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Now is the beauty portion of our show where I mess with my hair. And I put on my lipstick. I'm still using Sammy's sample. I think I'm soon going to run out, but I say that every time, right? But I'm wearing red, so I'm wearing red. Don't worry, when I run out of this, I bought the same color. So I have a whole big one, which is not that much bigger. Not too bad. I'm getting better. Practice. And lipstick is something, well, I guess some people, depending on what the lipstick is, have to put their lipstick on multiple times a day. But for me, it's a once a day thing, so it takes a little while to get it right. But I think I did okay. I'm not fixing it. Good morning. Got up early today. I went to bed early last night. So, we moved Aura yesterday. We went and had to go in early to sign the contracts, and they were still talking and signing. I had to go to the rehab hospital because even though I didn't think they were going to come and get her till afternoon, the window was 11 to 1. So I needed to be there by 11. I brought garbage bags to stuff all her stuff into, and so I got in there and I started packing up her room, and the transport guy came at 25 minutes after 11. I was shocked. Dennis had just called me and said he was on his way home to get his tea, and then he'd be over to the rehab hospital, and I called him back and said, turn around, go back. Well, I didn't say that, but I said, you need to go back to Fieldstone. But he went home first to get his tea and then met us at Fieldstone. And he walked in just as I was saying, oh, Dennis is coming, but meanwhile, we're here. And so Aura arrived at her new house. She's skeptical, I think a little bit. She's a little confused. And she was okay while we were there. Dennis and I were there. Dennis was there until like 2. He had to go take care of the dogs. I was there like till 3. She was okay, but Kim had come, and Kim stayed till after dinner, and she was not so good in the, later in the early evening, in pain, unhappy, so we will soon be going over there and see how she's doing. The wheelchair we got for her, I think, is too small. So we're taking her transport chair over that we have and putting her in that for a little while so we can exchange the wheelchair for something a little bit bigger with more cushioning to be more comfortable. That will help her. Gary's going to go over and visit her today, so she will not be by herself while we go and deal with the wheelchair and things like that. We have a bag of stuff to bring over. Gary had a good idea. Gary is Dennis's brother. Had a good idea to bring some of her pictures and tchotchkes over to make it feel a little more home. Now, we had been thinking we would wait because she's moving rooms in about a week and a half. And so we thought we would wait for that move, but we agree with him. She needs something more familiar around her. So we have a bag full of stuff of hers that she has had for years. and has been in her sitting room while she was here with us. And so hopefully that will make her feel a little more comfortable. But it's going to take time for her to settle in. And, you know, after lunch yesterday, they had music, you know, an informal group of a guitarist and two, you know, and the guitarist sang, and another one, and a woman sang with him, and it was lovely. And they had sing-alongs, and it was very nice, and Aura enjoyed that. Kim and I stayed for that. Well, Kim stayed much longer than that, but after the music, we sat and talked for a while. We moved her to a more comfortable chair so she wasn't sitting in the wheelchair. And, you know, I guess it didn't go super great at the end of the day. The food was edible. I wouldn't call it necessarily gourmet, but, you know, not ever a good idea to order a chicken breast, to be honest. Chicken breasts are always a little dry. But it was tender, and Kim tasted it and said it was not bad. But she doesn't have a, you know, gourmet palate, but neither does my mother-in-law. But I really liked the way they did the lunch. In my mom's memory care, they just slopped a bunch of stuff on the plate and, you know, go at it, kids. And this place was very much more like the dining room was for my parents and Harmony when they weren't in memory care, and a little more, you know, a little more restaurant-like. And one thing that I really liked about it is the young man, Lex, came over with plates. Here's what this, do you want the soup? And he showed her the soup, or do you want the salad? You know, so she could see what she was ordering. And she didn't have to read the menu. And that was great. She didn't eat anything, but she doesn't have any appetite. We're hoping that she, you know, starts to have a little bit more of an appetite. My guess is that she will have eaten with other residents this morning for breakfast, or be offered breakfast. She often doesn't eat breakfast. Well, she never eats breakfast with us because we eat kind of one meal a day in a window of eating. But when she was by herself after Garland passed, she didn't eat breakfast either. She only ate breakfast for 70 years because Garland wanted his breakfast right on time. One of the freeing aspects of his passing was she didn't have to eat breakfast. It's little things, you know. But they probably took her in the dining room anyway. Whether she ate or not, I don't know. But they gave her coffee, and so on a cup and saucer. It was really nice. And all the staff was lovely. There were a lot of people working there during the day, although Kim needed help to get her into bed at about 8 o'clock last night, 7:30, because she was in pain, and we're trying to give her a different, you know, position. And she had trouble finding someone. She was frustrated. I mean, she was frustrated enough that she had already texted me saying, "I'm so frustrated," before they came. So that was too bad. But they don't have buttons in memory, you know, so you have to go find somebody. You can't just push their button like we did in the rehab hospital. But Aura will never push a button. So the fact that she doesn't have a button isn't a problem. It's just that there's not a button available for us when we're there. That's the problem. She thought the place was beautiful. She commented on that many times. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard. So we are going over shortly, and we'll see if we can solve the uncomfortable chair problem. And Gary's coming, and we have stuff, pictures and tchotchkes to put on her shelves, so maybe it feels a little bit more like home. That's our goal. And find out what else she might need. We never really did have sort of a We had a meeting in the room with her, with the head nurse, the nurse in charge of memory care, and she was very lovely. And she said, you know, I don't know the schedule for when she's going to be having her shower, you know, but they really wanted to know, like, does she, you know, is it a morning shower for her or evening shower, you know, that kind of thing. And I said, well, I normally shower her in the morning because she has more strength in the morning. And, you know, so they're like, okay. And, you know, so they're planning her day and planning how to take care of her. She'll have an aide that's assigned to her to help her get up in the morning and help her go to bed at night. And, yeah, but it will be an adjustment for her, that's for sure. But this is a really nice place. Really nice place. It's pricey, but really nice. And we met a woman there who introduced herself, Ruth, who was a visitor. Her husband's there, and she said her husband had early onset dementia at 57. 57. And she said this was the nicest place, and she had her husband in 5 different places. And this was the nicest place, and the food is good. Not fabulous, but good. And this is, you know, she said, I've had him here since it opened, and it's been great, and it's the best of the 5 that we've tried. So, at least we skipped the first 4, right? So hopefully she's feeling less overwhelmed today, and it goes okay. But we'll be over there shortly to try to make her more comfortable, try to make her feel more at home. And Gary will be there, so that'll be good. But just between you and me, gang, I am burning out. I feel like I'm burning out. So, you know, I got home at 3:30 and I was done. That was it. That's all I had. Made some dinner, had my cocktail, read a book I've read before, and I was upstairs by 10 o'clock. And I had slept okay the night before. The night before that, I hadn't slept a wink. So I still have, I'm sure, a serious sleep deprivation. But I slept okay last night. I mean, I woke up every hour, but that's, you know, not super unusual. But I fell asleep again every time. I didn't have any long period where I was sitting there thinking. Because my brain is fried. My brain is fried. So I'm feeling a little burnt out. So I'm trying to figure out how to recover. I have lemons I have to peel for my lemon juice. So I think I'm going to sit and do that. We ate the end of our crackers, so we're going to need to make crackers today or tomorrow. Oh, speaking of tomorrow, big news. The washing machine repairman is coming tomorrow. I'm so excited. So we have to come home and, you know, clear out the laundry room because it's not very big, and I just can't even picture how someone's going to get around that washing machine. But I don't think it's unusually small. It's a small version of a laundry room, which many people have a small version of a laundry room, but I'm sure our guy, I think his name was Joe. I always really, really trust a repair guy named Joe, and I don't know why. But I'm looking forward to meeting Joe, and I hope he can figure out how to get around by our washing machine. But you know, I called up and I said, I have an old Maytag that we bought 20 some years ago. It's a real Maytag made by Maytag Corporation, and I am not buying a new washer. You need to fix this for me. And he's like, oh, I understand. Is it a Neptune? I'm like, yes, it's a Neptune. No worries, we can fix it. And I'm like, yay. You know, I mean, it really is well made, so keep your fingers crossed. But they're coming tomorrow between 11 and 1. So we will have to time our visit with Aura. Maybe I'll go in the morning and Dennis can go after the guy, or maybe he should go in the morning. I don't know. Maybe she only gets one visit. I don't know. And I don't know, maybe it's better she has a day with no visits. I mean, she probably won't like it as much, but, you know, she does need to settle into a routine. I realized after, and I probably told you this at the time, when we moved my mother into memory care, I was really worried about her. Well, she has a different problem than Aura. She couldn't remember that she couldn't walk, so she kept trying to get out of bed, and I was so concerned she was going to fall, and I was so concerned she was going to be discombobulated that I slept in her room for 3 nights while she was at memory care, and I don't think it helped her. I think she just needed to immediately get in the routine, and she was fine. Now, it was further along in her dementia than Aura is, but maybe just letting them settle her into her routine tomorrow would work. And then we have the guy coming, and we, you know, I couldn't walk the dogs yesterday. I sent Dennis home to do the dogs by himself so I could stay. So I don't know. I wonder if tomorrow would be a good day to leave her to her new routine and her new caregivers and see how it goes. We're definitely going to see her on Saturday, though, because it's going to be in the 70s, and we're taking her out in the patio, and we're going to sit in the sun or in the shade, whatever she wants, and maybe have lunch with her because we'll be outside. We can take our masks off, and yeah, it occurred to me my mom didn't see my face very much in her last months of life, but I did take her out on the patio and take my mask off so she could see my face. So that'll be nice. So Saturday we're definitely going. Maybe we should invite Gary and Kim for a little family picnic on the patio. So anyway, but we were impressed when we were there during the day. The number of people working during the day in that area was quite a few. A very big number compared, like my mother, they had at least 20 residents there, maybe more. And they only had 2 caregivers. It was really bad. They had a lot of people there, although some of them were very new. And my guess is they're going to be opening the 2nd floor, like doubling their capacity for residents. And I think what they're doing is they're staffing up for that fact that there's going to be 2 floors. And so they're training people now on the 1 floor they have. That's my guess, because there were a lot of people there. I liked that. I was very disappointed that Kim had trouble finding someone to help her at 7:30. So we'll see how it goes. We don't have other options, and according to Ruth, we probably don't have any better options that we can afford. I think we're at the top of what she can afford, and I think it's going to be fine. I think she's going to be fine, but it's a big adjustment for us all. Sorry about that rant or whatever that was. That's how I am. So today I have lemons to peel. I have a mother-in-law to get more comfortable, and I'm going to be vegging, or as Carol calls it, like a mental health interlude. Because I don't expect to do much more than that today. Unless I feel ambitious, which I can't believe I will, I'll make crackers. But maybe I'll make crackers tomorrow, because we have to be home for Joe to come and fix our washer. Yay! So that's the plan. All right. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please take good care of yourselves. please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.